Hey everybody, guess what? We've got a special deal just for you guys today. We've got Lane back in the studio to give us some more information about multifamily housing. I'm pretty excited to learn more. Are you? Let's check it out. Hey everybody, Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave here. You know you're a great real estate agent by your side when it comes time to buy a home, sell a home, or even relocate to the Treasure Valley. But now what if it's just your money that wants to relocate up here? Maybe you're an investor and you're interested in buying some multifamily property. You want to talk to the expert, my buddy Lane. How you doing, Lane?
Doing good, Dave.
Excellent. Thanks for stopping by the studio today.
Happy to be here.
Oh my gosh, this is great. So I wanted to... Oh, there you are up there. What are you? You're one of the apartment guys, right?
That's right. Me and Jared, we're the apartment guys.
The apartment guys. And Jared's your cousin?
Yes, he is.
Excellent. And you're the one that got the brains and he got the looks?
Definitely got the looks.
Nice. Hi, Jared. Last time we had you on, gosh, it's been like a month or so ago, we looked at some of your multifamily properties here in the area. I actually took a tour around some of them. And they were all fixed up and on the market to sell, but they were all, occupied pretty much, right?
Yeah, which is pretty common in Fruitland and Ontario. We don't have a really high vacancy rate there, so that's always a bonus for that area. And
so give us an update on those places. Have you sold any of those?
No, there's been a lot of interest on most of them. We got the triplex, we got the 18 unit. Been a lot of calls, no offers yet on that, but there's 24 units in Fruitland that we've definitely got some very serious interest in that.
Yeah,
and possible offers coming in the near future.
Excellent. And some of those had. That we took a tour through, there were some vacant units. Did those get filled?
Oh, yeah, they're already filled. The quickest seems to be the studios that they came open and they were almost immediately occupied. So all of them are occupied. We don't really have to wait very long for any of those to fill up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So have you got any more multifamilies in the works?
We are building 4 studios apartments it's like an existing building, and we're adding these. I think they're about 400 square feet studios to this building, and we are starting on the inside working on this, and probably I'd say towards the end of summer it should be completed, and that'll be up for sale.
Okay.
After that too. So.
Well, now. For you guys who didn't see the previous video, it's going to be linked at the end of this one where Lane and I actually walked through some of these units, so make sure you look for that. So speaking of fixing up, you sent over some pictures of some befores and afters of some of these units that were just amazing. So apparently your contractors are fabulous.
They are. They're great to work with, which... With contractors is always you never know what you're going to get, but we've had some good contractors, good painters, everything. It's worked out well.
Excellent. Well, let's take a look at a couple of these pictures.
Sure.
So Lane, here's an inside before, obviously a before picture. What is this?
Yeah, I believe this is the bathroom. So yeah, a lot of these units were not in very good shape at all. This is in the Pines. This on. Oh, what is it? 305 Northwest 8th Avenue. It's
what town is that?
It's in Ontario. It's 18 units. Used to be 16 units. We added the 2 studios to that, and definitely it was not in the best shape.
Is that one of your tenants there?
It was a old tenant. So the units there, when we first got it, the rents were around $500 a month. Yeah, it was.
Wouldn't that attract drug users and things at the lower end?
Not the best tenants in there, that's for sure. And we basically were able to vacate everybody out of the units so that we could remodel them. And we remodeled these inside and out. Some of these I'd say there's maybe 2 of them that were in okay shape, but as far as for the most part, they were all not in the best shape.
So then these are going to be some of the after of the same unit.
Yes. So this is what it looks like after, which we made these look a lot better.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We didn't go crazy with granite or anything like that. We usually rarely do, but neat and clean is is the words that we live by as far as a lot of our units. So
These appear to be two completely different states.
yeah, yeah, they're in a lot better shape, that's for sure.
Man, this is pretty nice. All right. Looks like your guy must have been over there putting the last finishing touches on it.
Yeah, on that one. So these are all currently, I mean, that was about 2 years ago, I think we finished. And they're still in great shape. We got a lot of decent tenants in there that take care of the place and are happy to be there. So that's a huge plus.
So then when you go to sell this, you're selling the whole thing all at once, the tenants in there. You already have a property management?
Yep. Yeah, we use Century 21 North Star is what they're called, and they're located in Caldwell, but they have an Oregon license, and so we're able to use them, and they're great. They always are not shy about increasing the rents when they need it, and they take care of the property and manage it well. Yeah.
So now this is a before from a different unit, is it a different multi-unit place, or is this the same one that we're at?
Same place.
Okay.
It's unit 317 it was, and
Oh my.
it was one of the worst units that we had there.
Yeah, look at that. Green paint
Yeah.
and pink and black.
It's they painted over the windows.
Painted over the... Was it Charlie Manson that lived there?
See, I mean, this is one thing that as a multifamily owner, stuff like this you have to be careful of. If you don't have a good property management company that makes sure that your properties are being taken care of, it can end up like this over time.
Right.
I mean,
wow.
It was in really bad shape. We had to tear out the walls. We had to, go underneath the crawl space, and there was some. It was just not in great shape at all.
Do we have any afters?
Yes, there should be, and this one was definitely one of the worst of all of them.
Same unit, right?
Same unit. Yeah, we put in sliders or replaced the sliders.
This looks nice.
No more pink or green.
No, it's hard to believe it's the same place. Hey, they got a little backyard too.
Yeah. That the downstairs floors have a little bit of backyard in the back there.
And the upstairs floors have...
They got a little deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Night and day difference.
Yes, definitely.
Huh. Looks like a brand new setup.
Yeah. Yep. So like I said, we remodeled all of the interiors on these on the 16 units, and we added two new studios, and so a total of 18 units, and then we upgraded the outside paint and windows. We put new windows in the whole thing.
Do we have any more pictures to look at?
You can look at the exterior, what it looked like before and after.
So this is the same apartment complex?
Yep, this is what it looked like before. See that dead tree, no landscaping.
Doesn't look bad from a distance.
Not too bad, but it was...
Of course, that's what all the girls in high school said about me. Okay.
All aluminum windows, broken windows everywhere. The sliding glass doors were non-functional.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What show is this from? This is
like the Breaking Bad, I think.
Bad.
It's
my.
a hotel.
And I saw over here, it looks like some police tape, do not cross, police line.
It actually was just we were going to be doing some work, and we were keeping people from
Safety first.
Yeah, safety. And also parking. We're getting everybody out of their parking.
Yeah, it looks like it was ready for some spiffing up.
Yeah.
And there's the whole thing right there, a big horseshoe-shaped place.
Yeah. So they built, originally how that was built was the first floor on that U-shaped part, and then they added the upstairs, which gave you 12 units, and then it was the original owner, I believe, that actually started. And anyways, he bought. Then he got these two duplexes and had them put in as well. So yeah, it was a little interesting, but they're great rentals. I think our rents for the 2 beds are our latest is 1,200, and then for the 1 beds, which are the duplexes, they're 1 bedrooms. I think we're getting about 1,150, so 1,100, 1,150, somewhere around there.
Wow.
So there's definitely room to increase the rents on some of these still, and we said we got a whole bunch of better tenants that are taking care of the place and not ruining it or anything.
So if I'm a out-of-state investor, I probably don't know the local area. Would the property management firm, would they advise me on if it's time to raise rent?
Oh yeah, they would. Whenever something becomes vacant, I think that's an opportunity to increase your rents. A lot of people don't like vacancies. They're scared of vacancies, but I look at vacancies as an opportunity to, even with the cost of upgrading it or fixing it, it's a cost, but you're also increasing the value of the property by increasing the rent. So vacancy is an opportunity. It's not a thing to be scared of.
And so now we're looking at that same place, but you're going through the process and getting it all.
Painting it. We had to paint in the winter time, so we had heaters going and had to put up all that plastic, as you can see, so we could get the painting done.
That's sharp.
Yeah, it's a lot cleaner. The windows are better and new. And
dual pane vinyls.
Yeah. And as you can see, we did some landscaping. We got rid of the trees. Looks better in the spring. That was kind of winter, but there should be some spring ones in there. And a lot of the right now, a lot of the landscaping has grown a lot more, so it's a little bit more. Looks a little bit better.
Yeah.
And we have a sign up there too now, which makes it look a lot better too. But
there, we're getting into spring. Well, I say that now it's snow. It does snow in Ontario.
Every once in a while. We got good with the property management too. They take care of the snow. They have people that come in there. If it's over 3 inches, they have somebody on call that will come in and take care of all the snow there.
I'm sure the tenants appreciate that.
Yeah, they do. I think right now there's only 1 person that was originally in there. She's kind of our eyes and ears there, and really helps out with the place. So all the rest left, and she's a good tenant, so I'm glad that she stayed.
Right.
But for the most part, everybody else is gone.
New fence as well.
Yep, we got new fences, new grass. There was sod on that side. It's on the west side. The east side, the grass was okay, and of course, new grass in the front.
Very attractive.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. That's the back, so it's not really much of a backyard, but it's all fenced off. Nobody really goes in back there.
Honestly. Is there parking back there? Or?
No, that's for the building next door behind us. So you can see there. There you go. That's what it currently looks like with the.
Well, that's night and day difference.
Yeah. There you go. It's got everything kind of grew a little bit more too.
So it's still waiting for an investor to come along.
Yeah, like I said, we've had some interest. There's been some inquiries over the last couple of weeks, and we'll see if we can get some rents. I think Oregon kind of gets a bad name or a bad reputation for
and rightly so. I mean, they had some crazy laws going on.
Oh yeah, but as far as they do have rent control, but you're allowed to raise it. I think was it 7% plus inflation, something to that effect. I can't remember exactly, but it works out at least this year to be about 10% is the highest you can go, which I don't think even most landlords don't even raise their rents 10%, but you have the opportunity. That's for existing tenants, and then once the tenant moves out and it's vacant, you can get up to market rents. So that's why we were able to make it up to $1,200 on our last rent. So
if someone does move out, you go in and you fix up the unit, you can charge market rates. You're not capped by the government.
Nope, they don't tell you to that you can't increase those rents. You can do it to market price. So
very nice.
And we, some property management companies and owners, they kind of shop around and look and see what other people are doing the rents at. We go by the 30% rule, which is basically 30% of the median income. So that's kind of where we get our rents from.
Okay.
And
so that means regardless what everybody else is doing, you're making it affordable for the people.
We are. And we don't usually push it too high. I mean, obviously everybody wants to get the highest rents they can, but we don't want to.
You want to have good tenants.
Yeah,
too.
we want to have good tenants, and we don't want to push ourselves out of getting tenants. So but we do increase the rents, and we'll increase them to what we think that it should be and what people can afford in the area. So
let's talk about the area. If we do have some investors or some people that are considering becoming an investor, can you give us some of the basic steps, things that they should look out for?
For just as an investor for multifamily?
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, I guess it depends on what you want. As an investor on property, I think you should have a goal of what your end game is. Having a plan is the most important thing, and that's where we push. As far as a lot of our clients will create for them for the actual individual property a business plan on how high the rent should be and what and we don't hold on to property long term usually. Obviously, each investor is different, but we build the equity. We put them into we have them, or if they're interested in one property, we'll put them into another property that's bigger with more equity, and it kind of grow that equity over time. That's where your biggest value is.
So for people who are not from the area or have not been investing very much up here, what are some of the things that people should be looking for?
Well, you want to make sure that you're not paying for something that's overpriced. I know a lot of people are looking at investing in the Boise area, which is good. But for me, and this is just my opinion, I think a lot of it is overpriced, and the rents don't justify what you're paying for. You're getting $1 million fourplexes with $1,400 or even $1,600 rents, and that just doesn't make sense.
Right.
And I don't see how you're going to, if you're selling it, how you're going to get that money back. But if you're trying to avoid, not avoid, but not have to pay the taxes and do it in 1031, I guess that could be an option to get into. But there's deals out there. We've been kind of focusing in Ontario area just because that's Ontario, Oregon area, because you can still find decent deals up there, and the rents are strong. It may be a little bit tougher of an area, but and it's Oregon, which I think scares a lot of people. But there are a lot of decent deals up there, and like I said, the rents are strong. We don't ever have a problem of getting people into the rents or into the units. I'm sorry.
It sounds like having that right property manager is a very important
Property
key.
management is key to everything. I think that's one thing as an investor you need to look into is making sure your property manager is taking care of your property. You can't just rely on them blindly. That's where, with our program, we have what's called the owner's rep, where the owner's representative, he works kind of in between the property manager and the owner. He kind of speaks or works with or as the owner in certain cases. But the owner's rep makes sure that the property manager is following the business plan that is developed for the owner, and both the owner and the property manager sign that business plan. And it goes down to even to what color paint they use in the units, what they put in the units, what the rents are going to be. I think I'd mentioned before what the rents are going to be but at the time you're going to sell it, and the value of what the property is going to be at that time. But the owner's rep, he makes sure that the properties manager is doing their job, and I think that's key because sometimes property managers get overwhelmed with other properties and they forget about yours. They're not taking care of it like they should. They're painting different colors than what it should be, and all that stuff, and not increasing the rents sometimes as well. But so making sure that the property manager is doing their job is crucial. So even if you didn't have an owner's rep and you wanted to do it yourself, or keeping in contact with that property manager and pushing them to do what they're supposed to do is key.
Well, I like this owner rep idea, because if you're an investor that chooses not to be hands-on, still your investment is, being watched over and taken care of.
Yeah, especially if you're out of state. I mean, that's key. A lot of these out of state owners, they don't have a clue what's going on to their property. Owner's rep, we also, we'll take pictures of the property. We'll update, if we're doing it over 1 or 2 years at the beginning of the year, we'll reevaluate where the property's at that time, and if we're still on course and what we need to do to fix it if not. And also at the same time be looking for other properties for that client to be getting into as well towards the end of the time that you're holding on to it.
I mean, so you've come over and we're kind of like in the middle of May. So yeah, this is a story I just saw from the Washington Post. 60,000 people are set to permanently lose their federal housing assistance. So apparently this is a program that came about at the beginning of COVID to help people out. They had $5 billion, and it was slated to run through 2030, but HUD has come out and said that they've run out of money. I mean, knock me over with a feather, right? They're always running out of money. HUD says at most they've got another 18 months. And then who is it that's going to be affected by this? Oh, this is interesting. Rents have ballooned. So in the last 5 years, they've gone up about 19%. That's pretty substantial.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I know, like even in Caldwell, when you and I first started over there at Century 21,
back in the old days,
there was an 8-unit that we were looking at, and I think we were going to push rents at like $700, and people were freaking out about that, and we ended up pushing those rents. But as far as now, I think there's some that are. I think there was a 3-bed, 2-bath in Caldwell that the rents are going for $1,800 a month.
Wow.
So that's definitely an increase in rents in the whole area.
Well, it's not quite as bad as apparently what's going to happen in California, where most of these, particularly acute, and the problem is going to be in California. California received more than 15,000 of these emergency housing vouchers, the largest allotment of any state. So, wow, if I'm an investor and if I'm a landlord in California, is this something that should concern me, or what do you see about that?
Well, I think obviously California, they've got way more rent control even than compared to what's in Oregon. I as a landlord in California, you're the enemy to the state. So I would always suggest to get out of California if you can and come to Idaho, come to our area and invest here. There's still a lot of deals.
Wasn't there a lot of laws that came into effect, or maybe I just started hearing about it during COVID, that tenants have all these rights, you can't kick them out without this long lead time?
Oh yeah, Portland is bad too. As far as you get squatters all the time, and getting them out is almost impossible. It just takes a lot of time. But as far as when we have plenty of tenants in Ontario, definitely a different world than Portland, thank goodness. And as long as you follow the rules of how you're supposed to do the process of eviction, we've not had any problems, especially with the property manager we got with evicting people when they needed to be. And luckily, we've only had a couple times where we had to evict somebody. But for the most part, that's been a very easy process, which is good.
I'd feel bad for those landlords in California that if their renters aren't going to get the government money anymore, they're not going to be able to pay rent, but can the landlords kick them out?
Yeah, it's tough. They're definitely geared against the landlords, and definitely more for the tenants. And
So
even if they're not paying, I mean that's
right. So investors should look to. I don't know if it's going to help you with this immediate. Well, I mean, they said they got money for 18 more months, so maybe they could sell their units there and move the money up here.
Yeah, it'd be the way to go. Come on up. There's a lot of deals to be made.
And I know that the 1031 program, there's some very tight time limits on that. So if someone does sell their investment property in California, they need to move fairly quickly to buy another like kind property.
Yeah, you have a total of 180 days, which is 6 months to close on a property. I think I believe you have to identify within the first 45 and then close a total of 180 days. That's 6 months. That's not too bad. And if you obviously want to find a good 1031 agent that works with you, or not agent, but
you've worked with some.
I do actually. My brother is a 1031. He owns a 1031 company, and I think a lot of title companies now these days have 1031 companies part of their process company.
That would be. So you have an inventory of places that if people do need to make that rather quick, transfer of their investment dollars from one place to another, you can help them out.
Yeah, we could. We got a lot of. I've got a list of properties that we have for sale that I can send to anybody, and that I know that are for sale, or some are listed, some are not listed, and there's a lot of good deals that I found up in Pocatello, which is good, and of course Ontario, and I believe we have some in Fruitland, which is right on the border of Idaho and Oregon, kind of a desired area. And in fact, I think you did some videos on Fruitland and New Plymouth and that whole area.
We sure did. So make sure you guys look at that the video at the end of this video and click on that, because we did tour that really nice complex that you have over in Fruityland.
Fruityland.
Well, Lane, you sure have brought us up to speed, gave us some nice updates from the previous video, and given us a lot to think about, especially for people who are investors or want to become investors, or people that want to escape California, because it's not going to get better.
Definitely not.
Oh my gosh. So thank you so much for coming by. Lane's contact information is down in the description, so you can go down there and get all that. And look forward to seeing you next time.
I'll come by again.
All right. And you guys, if you're coming up here for your fact-finding trip, give me and Maureen a call. We'd be glad to help you out, drive you around, show you some of Lane's properties, or just give Lane a call, and he'd be glad to give you more information on those things as well. So until next time, we'll see you guys on the next video.